So it looks like it's over between Joe Jonas and his estranged wife, Sophie Turner. Apparently, he's taking care of their two kids for the last few months, even while being on tour. I have to share my thoughts on why I am not surprised that it's over between these two. Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So you may have woke up to the news that Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner, the actress from Game of Thrones, their marriage is over. So let's get into this exclusive from TMZ. So TMZ says this: Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner are headed toward divorce. They've learned. They said sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ that Joe had his people contact and consult with at least 2 LA area divorce attorneys. And he's on the cusp of filing for divorce docs to end his marriage to Sophie. So according to TMZ sources, they said the couple had, quote, serious problems for at least 6 months. They said that they're told that the last 3 months, Joe has been caring for their 2 young children, quote, pretty much all of the time, even as his band is touring. So TMZ is told that Joe currently has both kids as the group plays around the U.S. Here's the other thing. They said on the surface, it seems as there's no outward signs of trouble. Joe and Sophie have attended events together. However, in recent weeks, Joe has been seen not wearing his wedding band. They said they recently sold their Miami mansion. They bought the place together just a year ago and sold it fairly quickly for a decent profit. And y'all know I love real estate, and it's a beautiful estate. A beautiful estate, but it's sold. Womp womp. Okay, so they said Joe and Sophie, as you know, first linked up in 2016. Pay attention to the timeline. 2016, I know with the pandemic, we always look at these dates as, oh, that wasn't that long ago. That was 7 years ago, almost 8. Sophie Turner is 27. Follow me here. She's young. Joe Jonas is 34 years old. So 7 years ago, he was 27. Fairly, and you've been in this industry, you grow up very quickly. I just want you to pay attention to the age difference. So there's a 7-year age difference between them. All right. And look, we've heard of age differences between people for a very long time. It doesn't make a difference. But for me, it does make a difference when you're in your early 20s versus you being 30, 40 years old and your man is, Marlo's, dating type.
Hell no.
Just saying. Come on, Marlo. Sorry. So as you know, they first got engaged. They first linked up back in 2016, got engaged a year later. In 2019, they were married Vegas style and have been living the family life ever since, quickly welcoming their first child in 2020. They said, and another in 2022. A lot has happened for them in the last 4 years. So they said professionally, Joe and Sophie have been busy. Mostly Joe, as you know, he's gone on tour with his brothers recently and is scheduled to perform through the winter. Sophie's done some TV, movie stuff in recent years, but isn't nearly as active as she was during her Game of Thrones days. All right. And she's a young actress. So this is a time for her to be building. So this says, by the way, they're both still young. This is what TMZ writes. They're both still young. Joe's just 34 and Sophie's only... See, so they're seeing what I'm seeing here. And Sophie's only 27 years old. TMZ has reached out to both reps for Joe and Sophie. So far, no word back. So as I said to you before, I'm not surprised that these two are getting a divorce. Okay, especially because of Sophie's age. Not so much so Joe's age. And I'm not surprised that Joe has stepped in and is taking care of the children mostly. And look, based on what we always hear in regards to general, not even just celebrities, the mother always taking on the responsibility of the children when there's a divorce. Well, good for Joe. You have the people and the resources and things like that. And I wouldn't be surprised that Sophie might be like looking at her life looking at her career and is thinking to herself, oh God, I'm a married woman. I have 2 children. I had such a budding career. And look, it doesn't mean her career is over, but she probably is looking back because she had children so early in her 20s. And we know back in the day, this was normal. People were having kids when they were 18, 19, 20 years old. But this is a different age and time. I'm sure she's looking at her peers and seeing what they're doing versus what she's doing. She might be having a little bit of a midlife crisis. Maybe. I'm assuming. I'm speculating. But when I saw the story, you know, when I don't report on all of pop culture news. I know you guys want me to be KNN, but I can't. But I've always watched this relationship and always thought in the back of my mind, she's quite young to be getting married, to having 2 kids so quickly. Not everyone's life has to follow the same pattern. This relationship could have went on for the next 20 years and it would have been fine. But something intuitively in myself said, wow, this seems like a lot. This seems like a lot. And maybe it has nothing to do with that because people change once you get married, once you have children. You see different sides of people. And doesn't make one side better than the other or one person wrong and one person right. It just means that I'm in a different place. I'm in a different chapter in my life. This is not what I want for myself. I don't think that this is a major surprise. Maybe not to myself, maybe not to you, the audience. And I'm also probably sure maybe their family, specifically Sophie's family, may not be completely surprised at the outcome of the situation. Is it sad? Yes, because there are 2 children involved. But hopefully, and based on what we're seeing so far, they're handling this amicably. They're moving the way that they should move, selling off property, figuring out their assets. I can appreciate a non-messy divorce, especially because of how young they are and because they have 2 young children. We're going to continue to follow the situation, and I'm sure now that this information is starting to come out, we will start to hear there's been trouble in paradise because of this, this, and this. I am surprised to hear, but at the same time not surprised to hear, that Joe has stepped in and he's taking care of the children right now. There are a lot of elements, and a lot of you women can share in the comments that after a woman has children, certain things change. There's postpartum depression. I'm not saying that's what's happening with Sophie, but there are a lot of elements that we should keep in mind when it comes to this situation. We're going to continue to follow on this story, guys. If you want to know more information, if you want us to continue to follow this story, please let us know in the comment section. As always, be sure to like the video, be sure to subscribe, be sure to turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on any other hot topic that we're covering and when we go live. As always, happy Labor Day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.
You bring the lighter, I got the fuse.